So, why do DJs hate activities like the dollar dance and the chicken dance? Tim Fulkinson made a post on Facebook earlier today where he was noticing his clients asking for these things a lot. There's like a resurgence for some reason. Where is it coming from? I don't know the answer to that question. But what I can tell you is that both of these activities predate the mobile DJ. I remember doing them back in the 80s as a staple. It was more common to do the dollar dance than to not do it. And the chicken dance was something you just kind of played if you felt like it was appropriate. Or I looked at it that way. I didn't always play it, but if I felt like it was going to work, I'd play it. And I'd follow it up with a hokey pokey, and that was perfectly acceptable. If you fast forward to today, both of these activities are perceived as cheesy, and I get that. They're also incredibly disruptive because you have to stop everything you're doing, even if you have a packed dance floor, to organize both of them. And this is a really good opportunity for people to look at their watch and say, ooh, you look at the time. If we get out of here now, we can get to bed early and get up and do that thing we were talking about doing tomorrow. Maybe the audience won't be into it at all. But maybe they will. You don't know. And that's why you kind of have to assess the situation if it comes up. But let's go ahead and talk about some of these activities. First of all, the dollar dance. Sometimes this is a cultural thing. I know Italians do it and Greeks do it. I think some Latin cultures are into it. If it's a cultural thing and the client requests it, you kind of can't avoid it. You got to do it. I do have a way to do this more efficiently than I used to get through it in 2 or 3 songs. If you want a video on that, I'd be happy to do it. But if it's one of those things where they're just asking for it because they feel like they can get some honeymoon money together or whatever, I like to consult with the client and say, look, you know what this event is costing you. Do you really want to break continuity and do this activity at risk of losing the party for a couple bucks? And usually they say no. If you think it's a bad idea, let's not do it. Then you've done the right thing. You've consulted and you've talked to him. One other thing they might say is, well, I wanted an opportunity to dance with everybody, like Grandpa and Uncle Ben or whatever, and I thought the money dance would be a good way to do it. At that, I will say, look, if that's important to you, why don't I just concentrate on more slow sets throughout the evening so we're not excluding people? Open dancing is a lot more inclusive than the dollar dance. And they like that suggestion, so you can go with that too. Let's tackle the chicken dance, all right? I get it. This is incredibly cheesy. It takes some organization. You kind of have to be that MC personality to organize it, teach it, whatever. You don't see it a lot anymore. So now it's kind of novel. And if it's for the right audience, why not? Especially if you have a mix of older folks and young kids. It's a great opportunity for everybody to do something together. And the good news is, even after all of the disruptive organization, you get a nice end result that's inclusive. You know what I mean? It's not going to work for every audience. I get that. So when it comes to the chicken dance, whether it's requested, during the consultation before you're actually performing at the event, or if they just come up to you and say, hey, can we do the chicken dance? Assess the crowd. See if it's a good idea. And if it is, go with it. Now, if Aunt Betty requests the chicken dance, I would definitely consult with the client, your couple. Make sure this is something they want to do before you just do it. But yeah, for some audiences, I think it might just work. And who knows, maybe the young crowd is into it now. We don't have all this great top 40 music like we used to. It's not like we're bumping all of these fantastic new songs to squeeze in the chicken dance and the hokey pokey. No, we're looking for things to do that are kind of fun. So maybe that's why there's a resurgence. I don't know. But anyway, those are my thoughts on it. And that's where I think DJs stand on it. And that's how I think about them. Let me know what you think down here in the comment section. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.